Let's dive into the evaluation of undrafted free agents in relation to a specific football team. Just like the assessments conducted during the draft, we'll also examine the players who signed as undrafted free agents. At this point, thus team has already signed 9 of these athletes, and they are likely to extend a few invites to a rookie minicamp, which will include a quarterback for practice next weekend. When it comes to undrafted free agents, there's virtually no risk involved, and the financial commitment is minimal. For that reason, it's hard to grade this class below a B. The potential downside is low, even though the upside may not be sky high either. So how many of these undrafted free agents do you believe could make the final roster this season? It could be none, or possibly all 9, which seems to be the max. The organization has a solid track record in this area, though this year's class is smaller due to limited roster spots. Let's break down the undrafted free agents. If you missed our earlier conversation on the topic, we're talking about 2 wide receivers from Oregon and Texas Tech, along with 2 tight ends and a linebacker who has experience playing safety. The tight ends bring traits that could benefit the team, while the linebacker has proven experience. In addition, a few safeties have also been signed. That emphasis makes sense, as the team currently has 4 safeties on the roster, and some of them likely won't participate in the preseason. Bringing in more players was a necessary move to complete the group. Some of these additions may only end up on the practice squad, but given the current lack of depth, they also have a real shot to earn a spot. Once again, this justifies giving the undrafted free agent class no less than a B. In the worst case scenario, none of the signings pan out and they go unnoticed. In the best case scenario, the team could discover a hidden gem, just like they've done in the past. If 4 of these athletes become impactful, that's absolutely something to celebrate. When evaluating a UDFA class, the worst outcome is that none of the players stand out. On the flip side, the best outcome is finding a true difference maker. With that in mind, let's evaluate this UDFA class, and afterward, I'll go through each player individually. Be sure to share your grading opinions in the comment section below. I'll start by focusing on each position, beginning with the first wide receiver. I'm inclined to give this receiver an A grade. While I don't expect him to make the final 53-man roster, he's got a strong chance to land on the practice squad considering the current competition at the position. He's one of the top UDFAs who caught my attention. There's a clear connection with the team's new wide receivers coach, and his physical traits are quite appealing. Though he's not an elite athlete and there are concerns about his ability to separate, he shows good play strength and physicality. That relationship with the position coach could be key for his development. Moving on to the next receiver, it's important not to confuse him with another player at a different position. He's not that big, standing just under 6'1", and weighing 186 pounds, but he had an impressive production year with over 1,000 receiving yards. He's efficient after the catch and plays with more physicality than his frame would suggest. However, there are speed concerns. Still, every year there's usually one UDFA receiver who captures fans' attention, and I expect one of these players to make a splash during rookie minicamps and team practices. As for the tight ends, the first one we'll examine looks promising. I'd grade him an A-. I believe he's the stronger of the 2 signed tight ends. While he still has room to grow, he has good length and an appealing build that could allow him to contribute effectively. The Cowboys made a potentially impactful signing here. This player has a solid frame, just under 6'3", 242 pounds, with 34-inch arms. His compact, sturdy build gives him the look of a traditional tight end, and he could eventually serve in a hybrid role similar to a fullback if developed as a blocker. That's an area that needs improvement, and he's a strong candidate for the practice squad. Viewers familiar with the Big 12 should definitely chime in. How many of these UDFAs were on your radar from 0 to 9? Another intriguing player is a tight end from Virginia, formerly at Harvard. He's smaller, 6'3", 239 pounds, with less length and production than the previous player. Fairweather, the other tight end, didn't have eye-popping numbers either. At Auburn, the quarterback situation hurt his stats, but he's generally viewed as the better athlete. His athleticism is average for a wide receiver, while the Virginia tight end tested slightly above average based on performance metrics. Another standout is Justin Barron, who could also receive an A grade. He began his college career as a wide receiver before bulking up. Now he's nearly 6'4" and weighs 225 pounds. Though his arm length is modest at just over 31 inches, his transition from receiver to safety and then to box linebacker is notable. He's among the top candidates to make the Cowboys roster, possibly in the top 3. There are also a few safeties with a shot. Barron stands out for his special teams prowess, logging 949 special teams snaps. That could secure him a spot on the final 53-man roster. He'll face competition from players like Buddy Johnson and possibly DeMarvion Overshown, whose long-term roster status is uncertain. Adding someone like Barron, who excels on special teams, is a valuable strategy in the UDFA process. Bruce Harmon, who may have participated in a tryout in Dallas, is another name to watch. A Rockwall, Texas native, he likely impressed scouts with his 4.44 second 40-yard dash. He shows good athleticism, but his 31-inch arms fall short of the Cowboys' usual preferences. His experience playing both inside and outside gives him a chance to compete with Keeman Hall for a practice squad spot as a backup nickel corner, in addition to potential special teams contributions. Among the non-UDFAs, Elijah Clark stands out as he was already scouted pre-draft. He's a versatile player, having lined up at free safety, strong safety, and nickel corner almost evenly. While not elite, he's certainly above average in terms of skill. He brings value on special teams and still has room to grow with a frame of 346 pounds. That said, he has a tendency to miss tackles. His size and strength as a safety aren't remarkable, but his adaptability could benefit the team. Graded as a 7th rounder or UDFA, his signing was a smart move. These safeties are intriguing. Some may not see much playing time, and it's unclear how much others will contribute. These signings will likely generate more discussion as preseason approaches. Clark received an A grade, while Zion Childress was graded A-. Clark offers more playmaking potential, as shown by his interception last season. Playing time remains uncertain, but these additions at safety will be names to watch closely in preseason. One player earned an A, the other an A-. The first stands out with the ability to make plays. He had an interception and several tackles for loss last year. The second didn't match that production. Although the first doesn't have a drastically better skill set, he has an edge in pass breakups, having batted down multiple throws last season, while the other managed only 5 across 2 years. The first also had more special team snaps, despite missing tackles occasionally, while the second was steady but less dynamic. Stay tuned for more updates on this team, including the latest news and rumors involving the draft, trades, free agency, and everything in between. The final player worth mentioning is another All-American who began his career at one college, transferred to another, and eventually joined this team. There are concerns about lower body stiffness, but his larger frame is a factor. This safety group offers a diverse set of styles. One weighs 188 pounds, another 199, and the last 209. Expect more box safety reps during preseason and training camp. One player in particular has a build that lends itself to aggressive play. While he's had some experience as a free safety, many expect him to be more effective as a strong safety or downhill split safety. All three are aiming for practice squad roles and could make a real impact if they're impressed. But before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Dallas Cowboys. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments as well. CeeDee Lamb has shaken the NFL world with a statement that could ignite a firestorm in Dallas. The Cowboys' star wide receiver declared that he no longer wants to share a locker room with linebacker Micah Parsons, sending shockwaves through fans, analysts, and even within the organization. Known for his calm demeanor and professionalism, Lamb's public stance caught many by surprise and suggests that internal tensions have reached a breaking point behind the scenes at the Star. While neither player has gone into detail about the origin of the conflict, sources close to the team suggest that what started as competitive tension between offense and defense during practices may have escalated into something far more personal. Micah Parsons, a vocal and intense presence on and off the field, has clashed with teammates in the past, but at this time, It seems the rift with Lamb is beyond repair. The wide receiver reportedly voiced his frustrations directly to team officials and emphasized that his future in Dallas is uncertain if the situation remains unchanged. This revelation could not come at a worse time for the Cowboys. Entering a pivotal offseason, the team was expected to focus on solidifying contracts for its key stars. Lamb is up for a potential extension that would place him among the highest paid receivers in the league, while Parsons is seen as the face of the defense. The front office now finds itself in a precarious position, possibly forced to choose between two of its brightest young talents. Head coach Mike McCarthy and owner Jerry Jones have yet to comment publicly, but sources indicate internal meetings are already underway to address the issue. The Cowboys' hopes of contending for a Super Bowl hinge on a united locker room, something that now appears to be slipping away. If Lamb stands firm on his position, Dallas may be heading for a blockbuster trade or a dramatic internal reshuffle. The coming weeks will be crucial. With OTAs on the horizon and the NFL world watching closely, the Cowboys must decide whether they can heal this fracture, or if one of their stars will be wearing a different uniform by the time the season begins. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Dallas Cowboys, please subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. We always look forward to your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.